In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, a small flame ignited in the bakery of Thomas Fariner on Pudding Lane, setting off a fire that would engulf much of London. What began as a relatively minor blaze soon grew uncontrollable, becoming the Great Fire of London, an event that would transform the city forever. But how did this single catastrophic fire reshape the course of history for one of the world's greatest metropolises? You might think of the Great Fire of London as just a simple tragedy, a disaster caused by poor building practices and a lack of fire safety measures. But what if I told you that this fire was the catalyst for an urban revolution? The city, already ripe for change, was on the brink of something new. The Great Fire, although devastating, provided the city with an unexpected opportunity for renewal and innovation. Imagine the scene as the fire rages through the city. By the time it was finally contained, 4 days later, nearly 87 churches, 13,000 homes, and many iconic buildings had been destroyed. The fire wiped away more than 70,000 homes, leaving over 100,000 people homeless. But the truth behind the fire's impact is much more profound than just the destruction it caused. At the time, London was a city of narrow streets and wooden buildings, tightly packed together in a haphazard fashion. These conditions made it a perfect environment for fire to spread rapidly. The fire not only exposed the city's vulnerability, but also forced authorities to confront the systemic flaws that had contributed to such a disaster. With a population that had been growing exponentially, the city was struggling to keep up with the demands of urban life, let alone fire prevention. What many don't know is that in the aftermath of the Great Fire, a massive effort to rebuild the city was launched. The reconstruction of London wasn't just a response to the destruction. It was a visionary project that reshaped the city's very structure. The city's architects and urban planners were given an unprecedented opportunity to design London from the ground up. Streets were widened, the layout was reorganized, and fire-resistant materials like brick and stone replaced the wooden buildings that had previously made the city so vulnerable. This transformation didn't happen overnight, though. The rebuilding of London took years and was far from a smooth process. There were debates over what the new city should look like, who would control the rebuilding, and how it should be financed. But despite the complexities and challenges, the rebuilding efforts were an undeniable success. London's new layout became a model of modern urban planning, and the lessons learned from the fire influenced city planning for generations to come. Yet the effects of the fire didn't stop at just the physical landscape. The Great Fire of London also had a profound impact on the city's economy. London, which had been a center of commerce, industry, and trade, faced enormous economic losses. But paradoxically, the fire also opened up new opportunities. As the city was rebuilt, the construction industry boomed, and new trade routes were established to support the rebuilding efforts. The fire acted as a sort of reset button for London's economy, providing it with the chance to recover and thrive in ways that might not have been possible without the disaster. But the Great Fire also sparked a cultural shift. It gave rise to new attitudes towards public safety and urban governance. After the fire, the government took significant steps to prevent similar disasters. Building codes were enforced, fire insurance became a common practice, and London's first fire brigades were formed. The city's transformation was not just physical, but also psychological. A realization that London, as a growing metropolis, needed a new approach to urban living and management. As the flames died down and the city began to rise from the ashes, it became clear that the Great Fire had done more than just ravage buildings. It had shattered the old ways of thinking about city life and left behind a new blueprint for the future. London emerged from the fire as a city reborn, one that would not only survive, but also lead the world in innovation and progress. In the years that followed, the memory of the Great Fire remained etched in the city's collective consciousness. It became a symbol of resilience, a reminder of the city's ability to rebuild and adapt in the face of disaster. And while the flames of 1666 are long gone, the lessons learned from that fire continue to shape the evolution of cities around the world today.